Joe Biden will try to win the White House this November with Kamala Harris as his running mate. The presumptive Democratic nominee made the announcement just a short time ago. Tim Perry is outside Senator Harris's house and joins me now. He is a CBS News campaign reporter and covered the Harris presidential campaign. Tim, really great to see you. Let's start with a little bit of background. Tell us about Senator Harris.
So Senator Harris is Oakland-born. Both of her parents are two immigrants. Her father is from Jamaica. Her mother is from India. And what she likes to tell people a lot of the times is that she was the product of the civil rights movement. She always says that her parents were two people that spend a lot of their time out in the streets marching and fighting for the people. And that's kind of what she's used to shape her career. She was the district attorney in San Francisco for 2 terms, and then became the Attorney General of California, the first black woman to hold that position. Before she became a senator, she was sworn in 2017. And so she brings diversity to the ticket as a black woman, as an Indian American woman, but she also brings a criminal justice background that some people say is very needed in the wake of the killing of George Floyd.
And, you know, Tim, before the pandemic, I know you spent a lot of time on the campaign trail. You're still out on the campaign trail, but following, in particular, her presidential bid, I wonder how voters reacted to her on the campaign trail before the pandemic.
So on the campaign trail, we have to remember, she had a very big open or launch to the campaign. She had about 20,000 people at her campaign's launch in California, and had a very big moment during the first debate where she called former Vice President Joe Biden out for his stance on busing. And, you know, that momentum kind of died down, and she was forced to finish her campaign before voting even began. She finished her campaign at the beginning of December. But a lot of people still felt inspired by her. Something that a lot of her supporters would bring up were her moments at some of the Senate hearings with Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, for instance, or the former Attorney General Jeff Sessions. These are all moments that people point to as a strength for her, and it's something that I think people will be looking forward to when she takes on Vice President Mike Pence during their debate.
And tell us what Senator Harris has been up to. Obviously, a senator serving, but what has she been focusing her attention on since she suspended her presidential campaign up until this point?
So she spent a lot of time putting out a lot of legislation for COVID. One of her key bills that she put out was with Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Ed Markey, which would give every individual $2,000 a month to help, you know, their needs during the pandemic. But she's also been a co-sponsor for the police reform bill that Senate and House Democrats have put forward, which is calling for, you know, investigations of police shootings, and which is calling for a change in the national standard for police shootings. And she's just been putting out a lot of legislation. And, you know, a question that she's been asked a lot leading up to this moment is, you know, is she being vetted for vice president, or is she not being? And she never really gave a full answer. And I think that she kind of stood out in a way by not really taking on that question ever with any reporter. She never wanted to give off the impression that she was campaigning for the job. And, you know, she would always say, look, I'm a senator still. I've got residents in California that are still looking for me for some type of legislation. People are, you know, going hungry. People are losing their jobs during this pandemic. And so she kind of stuck to her job as a senator and just put out more and more legislation, which was something that people kind of criticized her for when she was on the campaign trail, saying that she didn't have a big attention to detail for legislation.
All right, Tim, before we let you go, I hear a lot of noise behind you, but any sign of the senator at all?
No, so I'm told by someone from her orbit that she's still inside. She has not been sighted or seen since Sunday. We saw her husband briefly earlier today, but obviously he wouldn't tell us too much. But she's still inside. We know that she'll be in Delaware tomorrow for her first event with Joe Biden. So, you know, all eyes will be on them. You know, it's going to be the first time we've seen them together in the same room since they last debated. But as of now, she's inside, and the amount of press has just quadrupled. You know, I've been here since over the weekend, where there were just a few of us out here waiting to try to catch a glimpse of her, and now there are just cameras everywhere.
Yeah. I think we were talking to Bo Erickson earlier, our colleague, and he was saying the last time he remembers seeing them together was, I believe, in Detroit back in March, obviously pre-pandemic. So you're right, all eyes will certainly be on them in Delaware tomorrow. So Tim Perry for us. Tim, thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.